Seen in 4 days, huh?
It's crazy to see these longboarders just doing turns like they're on shortboards. Like,
Yeah.
I can never do that on a longboard.
Yep. No leash there. He's going to have to chase his board. No, I haven't seen any of these guys. I think it's kind of like this this kind of etiquette code where the longboarders don't like to wear leashes. Nobody wants to wear one. But, yeah, that was one of the best waves we've seen in this whole 4 days.
Yeah, it had a nice open face. It was a good size.
And now the tide's starting to come back in. I think we're going to see it open up a little bit more. The wind is, that onshore wind is kind of chilled out. So it's pretty clean, and there's some corners on it. I think we're going to be in for some really good finals here.
In this longboard final, we have Tony Silvani, Stephen Newton, Taylor Jensen, and Stephen McLean.
So Tony Silvani has just been amazing. We saw him at the end of the day yesterday. He got up on the nose and he got a little bit of a cover up and then doing these nice drop turns and everything. Steve Newton as well. He's from California. He and Taylor Jensen both from California out here. It's their first time out to the Belmar Pro. Tony Silvani, of course, has won this event 3 times, and Steve McLean is a relative newcomer, at least to the finals. So,
yeah, this is Steve McLean's first year in the Belmar Pro as well. He's from Florida, actually.
Oh yeah,
he's a national champion for 2 years in a row, the past 2 years.
Nice. Is that at what level?
He just turned 18, so that was an NSSA. He was a national champion.
So national amateur champion, NSSA.
Yep.
Nice. Good to see. So you must really look forward to this week every year, huh?
Yeah,
all your friends come to town?
Yeah, it's so cool seeing everyone down here, you know. I surf here almost every day, and it's just like, it's so weird because it's such a small town. In a couple weeks it'll be empty here. So it's weird to see it all crowded now and stuff, but it's super cool.
And then you'll be off to Hatteras to meet up with everybody again down in the Outer Banks.
Yeah, it's actually really cool because all of our friends will come up here for this contest, and then tomorrow night we're going to be heading down to Hatteras for ESA Easterns, and we'll get to see everyone again. So
very nice.
September's a good month.
Here's Tony Silvani now with 5 over. Nice long nose ride. He gets back. There's the pump. Hits that lip and he finishes, and right now he's already in first place. I'm gonna think he's gonna probably improve on that 4.17.
We've got Steve McLean up right now. This is his first wave, I believe.
Oh, real similar wave, except he didn't get that hit at the end. I was talking to some of the longboarders before when they had kind of closed out conditions, and they said it's definitely harder to longboard in those when it's shutting down than to shortboard. And they said sometimes the only thing you can do is just get up on a wave, run up to the nose, and run back real quick before it closes out, which is kind of the shortboard, longboard equivalent of just kind of standing up and just punching it on your shortboard and pushing your fins through the back.
We've got Steve Newton up on this one. Nice little check turn.
Nice.
Pretty good wave. We'll see what they give him on that. So Tony's last wave was a 7.0.
And that's
pretty sure that's gonna keep
puts
him
him back in the lead. He was in second place. Steve Newton had taken the lead for a second, but Tony Silvani stepped back in there.
We'll see what they give Steve Newton for that last wave.
Taylor Jensen's been kind of quiet this heat, this final. Boom.
He's just killing it on his longboard. We'll
just saw that fin come out a little bit.
He absolutely killed it in his semifinal. I missed it, but I heard that he was doing some crazy stuff on his longboard.
Yeah, he tried a Superman. He didn't get a real good score for it because he didn't land it, but he popped out of the water and grabbed his board. And
it's crazy to see them doing that on longboards. You don't usually see that.
Yeah.
So it's cool to see them kind of pushing the limits. Steve McLean seems to not be able to stay on his board.
Yeah, he's got a little, ooh, Tony Silvani, look at this. Man, look at these waves. Belmar.
Tony is absolutely killing it right now. I was talking to him earlier today. It looks like he's coming in.
Ooh.
Oh, who's that? Steve Newton with a little cover-up. A double one.
Oh, so Newton gets a little barrel, comes out of it, and tries to get into a second
See if they judge him on that.
little honey hole there.
Taylor Jensen is up now.
Ooh.
Looks like Taylor's trying to get a little cover-up.
So much style. We got a couple heats dropping here. A couple scores. Right now it looks like Silvani's still in the lead. He's got a 13.50. Sean Newton right behind him with a 12. There's that replay. And welcome back, Doc.
Thank you, thank you.
We're watching some longboarders find the little barrels here.
I went down to the water to watch the Masters. That was pretty exciting. Now these longboarders, almost the same as yesterday. They're kind of finding the waves that no one else can find.
Yeah.
So I know you were quite predictive of who's going to end up being in the finals. Are you making a prediction for the winner?
For the which division?
This division.
This is totally up in the air. I mean, there's so much talent right now. I'm just psyched to watch this matchup. You know, we've been watching these guys kind of dominate their heats, and now we knew these guys were going to be in the final.
Yeah. You knew they were going to be in the final, and we were anticipating the fact that they get some really decent swell to work with. You know, temporarily when I was down on the beach, the wind is trying to go offshore.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I'm kind of surprised Taylor Jensen's in third place right now. He is the world longboard champion.
Yeah, we're waiting for some scores to drop, so we'll see if that changes the situation at all.
Up, yellow.
Silvani, look at that wave.
Tony on the nose, goes to the bottom, floats a big section, finds some little open face, another.
I was talking to Tony before. He was telling me he's here to win it, and he doesn't want to lose. So.
Yeah.
Tony is such a solid longboard surfer who can do everything. I love to watch him surf because he's such a nice mixture of high-performance surfing and old-school surfing. And he does it seamlessly. He can go from standing on the tip to boosting in air on the same wave without it looking inappropriate. Okay. So how much time we got left here? We've got
just over 10 minutes to go.
Minutes. Plenty of time for plenty of action. Oh, it's nice with the sun out and the wind going offshore.
Yeah,
bodes well
nice
for us who want to go surfing a little later.
Yep.
Timing could be just right. Catch the incoming. We're sort of just out of low tide now.
We've got Tony pretty far out in the lead. Steve McLean is comboed, and both red and black need pretty high scores to take over the lead. So.
Yeah, that's a pretty good lead that Tony's got there.
Tony's got quite the lead.
And,
I wouldn't anticipate that he would have comboed.
Yeah, we got 10 minutes left though. We'll probably see 2 or 3 more sets come through, and definitely see him coming in sets of 3 waves. We're seeing flurries and scores drop all at once.
Yeah, it's nice to see. Looks like we got a little ripple on the horizon here.
We've got Steve McLean paddling for this one. We'll see what he does with it.
There he goes. Nice little slash. Got a little section. I couldn't quite get ahead of it.
Couldn't quite get anything with that wave.
Couldn't quite get ahead of it.
So we're definitely seeing a lot more open face right now. Just a couple heats ago, it was just
really, crashing.
Really tough. And
really unfortunate was the women's final. That was probably the least amount of open face of any heat all day today. With this offshore wind, that'll open it up just a touch. Everybody's grouped together over by the jetty, as Mark would have predicted earlier. A little bit of a lull in the action. Maybe in a little bit we can get Jeff Salmon in here. You know, Jeff's making a movie called Endless Stoke
we
about
got Dean right now. So do you guys want me to step out, or does anybody want to step out?
I can step
It's up
out.
to you. What? Stick around.
Okay, we're going to bring in momentarily. We're going to bring in our Masters winner, the Jersey
Randazzo.
Devil, Dean Randazzo.
Come on in here, Dean.
Come on in, Dean. Congratulations. Congratulations.
buddy.
Pull that one out of the hat.
I guess I couldn't hear out there, so.
Yeah. Juan had you for most of the heat, and then that one big wave on the outside did it.
He's a wave magnet. He's tough. He gets a lot of good. He was getting all the open phase waves.
So from the men's semifinal, between then and the Masters, it seemed like the wind started to cooperate, and there was a lot more corners out there, huh?
Yeah, I cleaned up a little bit. I should have been in the semi off the jetty, but I sat wide and the tide got lowered. There's closeouts over there.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, in the Masters final, I'm just going to sit off the rocks, and that's it.
That was a good call.
Yeah, but if I do good over there, I do good. If I don't, then I'm sitting there. I'm not even going to second question it this time.
That was the call.
Because my first heat earlier, if you remember my first heat earlier today, I sat off the jetty, nothing came in. I went wide and got a couple of squeakers, but.
That looked a little frustrating, that earlier heat. Didn't offer up much for you.
Yeah. Well, you got Connie David busting a huge air reverses.
It's nice to see you go above the wave.
Yeah. Busting out there. You've been working on that.
Who did?
You did.
On what wave?
We saw your fins come out.
We saw you go above the wave on.
Don't try and play it off.
I
We saw you come out of the
do some airs.
Yeah, we saw that. I seen some photos of you doing some airs the last
We
few
like
years.
it when the Masters do airs.
Myers went for a big no-handed 3.
I just like putting on a rail, though. It feels better than on a hard turn.
You've done that. You've kept New Jersey happy for a long time doing that. So we have about 7 minutes remaining here, and Tony Silvani out in the lead with a 15.50. Steve Newton is in second. He's going to need a 7.08, I believe it is. Taylor Jensen, surprisingly, in third place right now. He needs a, what is that, an 8.23, and then Steve McLean is comboed right now. He needs a 15.51. So very likely that McLean is probably out of the running for first place right now. But I would say that Silvani, Newton, or Jensen could probably still walk home with this thing. Although Tony Silvani does have a pretty comfortable lead at this point.
Tony's got a nice lead.
We haven't seen one of those sets in a while.
No, it's kind of quieted
we had
down a bit.
like 2 sets in a row. It was really pumping, and a lot of open face now. The tide's starting to come in. There's a few more corners to it.
When this set first started, it seemed like there was wave after wave after wave, and now we're getting a bit of a lull.
Beach is still full. Sunday afternoon, 2012, Fosters Belmar Pro.
Sun is still out. Paul Solinsky singing.
That's the swell, it's coming from so far away. It's a long, high, interval ground swell, so it's real flat. And then
So
all
you're
of a
going to see
sudden
pulses, and
the
then
pulses come in, and that's why it's so walled up.
Yeah.
You can tell when the pulses come. Almost looks like a different ocean. Everybody just sitting out there waiting for the pulse at this moment. A little inside. Who's on this? Who's on that? Is that Tony? I'm getting thirsty already. No.
Steve McLean.
Steve McLean goes to the nose.
He is comboed. I don't know that that's going to help his situation. Jess Quincy was telling us that Steve is just won an NSSA longboard title, so he's amateur national champ right now. But he's got his work cut out for him with these guys.
Another little insider. Steve, do you have any idea why longboard seems not to be getting any traction in contests?
I have no idea. Me personally, I like watching the classic style longboarding.
It just seems that whether it's classic style or a nice combo, it just doesn't get the competitive traction.
Well, I think, Doc, what you're talking about, I think the biggest thing going right now for longboarding is that like duct tape classics. People really seem to be onto those, riding more classic boards and really focusing on footwork and rail turn, kind of old school, more traditional kind of longboarding.
You kind of think that the divergence of style prevented it from really getting very competitive at a professional level. So people are more into, like today down in Manasquan at the classic longboard contest. It's sort of let's call them specialty events as opposed to.
But there's no doubt about it. Guys like Tony Salvati and Jensen are really exciting guys to watch. Now the wind, I can really feel the wind kind of
kicked in.
Big gust.
Feel that little cold north Canadian snap in the air, I think.
A little bit of October in the air.
There you go, Red's up.
Up to the nose.
A little bottom turn off the top, snaps it off, tries to get another little piece of open face, but that's not happening.
Dean, you ever just go mess around on a longboard?
Yeah, I have, yeah. It's fun.
Part of your quiver, huh?
I wouldn't say it's part of my quiver, but when you're in Jersey, when the waves are a couple inches, the only thing that's going to float you is longboard.
Yeah.
Have fun, go out and have fun, and try to step around and play around. I don't know.
Yeah, it's funny.
Surfboards are tools. You pick the right tool for the right job.
Yeah, it's just fun to be out there, no matter what you're on, and
Does that mean you're playing with an SUP as well?
I played around a little bit this summer, yeah. Not riding waves, just kind of, I like just cruising, yeah.
Take it out in the bay.
These guys see something, everybody's kind of scratching.
Yeah, here it comes.
Oh, getting a big set, man. The biggest set of the day, I think, right here.
3 or 4 waves in this set, too.
Again, Sylvania is in the lead.
This looks like a good set. We got 2 people paddling for it. He's got the inside track.
Man, Sylvania wanted that.
White. Here comes the next one behind it as well. On the nose, going for a little slash.
The next one is looking really
Flies
good.
off the top. You got nice looking wave. Up to the top. Trying to pick up some speed.
A little bit of a flat spot there allows for a nice little cutback.
There's another one behind it. Looks like Tony Salvani on this wave. It's on the nose, trying to get some speed through that section. Cuts it back. Not happening. Here's the last of that set. Smaller wave on the nose. That is about all we're going to get. Maybe a little inside section. A couple of hits. Boom. Black it off the white one. Now we'll have to sit and wait for a roll again.
I believe after this we're going right into the junior Fins Pro junior finals, and then we're going into the men's finals. And Cam, Richards, and Evan Thompson are in both finals, so it should be pretty exciting.
When Tinker comes, get Tinker. Jeff said Tinker's coming.
That's right, girl. Let's take a little walk on the beach here. Kick off shoes, put your toes in the sand. I think I hear some steel drums in this.
Some interesting folks again back at the beach today. I see Jeff Salmon's over here. Jeff is working on this.
Dean, thank you so
Thanks
much.
very much, Dean.
Congratulations again.
Yeah, my pleasure.
You're
Keep
hanging
well.
around the rest of the day, right?
Yeah.
So the
Keep well. Enjoy
awards,
the day.
collect some money.
Belmar, whole crew's here, so have a good day.
Nice.
Maybe Barry and Penitentiary playing again, or what?
What's that?
Barry playing again, or?
Yeah, Barry's playing 3 more times today.
All right, cool. Catch some in.
All right, congratulations again. Thanks again,
There,
Dean.
Dean.
Let's bring Jeff Salmon in here.
We'll bring in Jeff Salmon. Jeff has been working on a movie called Endless Stoke, which is going to be the movie talking about New Jersey surf history and New Jersey surf culture. Welcome, Jeff. Appreciate the fact that you came up and spent some time with us.
Yeah, my pleasure being up here. It's a great day, some great waves, and it's a great time to be living at the Jersey Shore.
Here comes another set outside. Who's on this? Nice slap. Another snap off the top.
Evan Thompson and Cam Richards catching the first 2 waves. That's really no surprise. We kind of had a feeling that was going to happen. These guys have dominated both the men's and the junior men's since the opening rounds. And
Jeff, you want to tell us a little bit about Endless Stoke?
Yeah, sure. It's a surfing documentary that we're working on, and it's going to tell the true story of the history that we have surfing at the Jersey Shore, going back from actually the late 1800s until today. So, a lot of great people we've interviewed so far. We're still gathering the stories next couple of months, and then we're going to hopefully have a summer release.
I know that we've got some, you've been talking to some historic shapers. I know you spoke to Tinker a bit. You want to tell us about that?
Yeah, sure. Tinker is, he's actually on his way down today with Vinny Mad Dog Lopez. They did something over at the Monmouth University synopsis for the archives that they have from Bruce Springsteen. So
A couple of nice, that's a nice wave.
Yeah, so they're on their way down to check out some surfing, and
Tinker's shop was legendary in both surfing and in rock and roll.
yes, it was. He had a few shops. He had one in Neptune, and that burned down in the mid to late 60s, and then they opened up another one up in the Sandhills of Ocean Township on Sunset Avenue, and that was where Bruce and the boys used to practice, and they actually lived in the factory, and they made surfboards in there also.
It's the Challenger East brand. If you can find some of those boards around, they are vintage relics. I know down in Manasquan today there were a couple of Challenger Easts on the beach.
and that was when they were Steel Mill, right?
Steel Mill, yeah, Steel Mill, and that was Vinny Lopez, Bruce, Danny Federici, Miami Steve, and I think David Sanchez was in the band also at the time. And all those guys, they played a small part in the history of surfing and rock and roll, really, at the Jersey Shore.
A lot of people don't realize that Bruce and even the late Clarence, we've got some pictures of them surfing.
Yes.
I know Vince Tronic, oh, here comes the set wave. Vince Tronic has some interesting pictures of Clarence surfing.
Yeah, we were blessed to get those pictures developed and blown up for Clarence before he passed away. So it was really special to give a couple of copies of Danny Federici and Clarence surfing, and he really appreciated it.
White's up. He's got a little face to work with off the top. Another hit that.
Yeah, the surf has gotten considerably better the last couple of rounds. The tide's coming in, the wind's kind of cooperating. We're seeing some over the base. That was Knox Harris. That was the second wave. We're going to see what that comes in as. That one from Cam Richards looked like it was a little bit of a closeout. But right now Cam Richards has a 6, and the second wave I don't think is going to really change things too much, but even with that first wave, Cam Richards in first place. Griffin Colapinto has the 4.67. Knox Harris has a 3.83, and kind of surprisingly, Evan Thompson down there in the basement with a 2. I have a feeling that that's not going to last.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be at a 2 for too long.
I mean, all he needs is a 4.01. He's been dropping some 8s, some high 7s and 8s, even a 9. I think a 9.3 when the surface is awful. Friday.
Reds up. Nice little open face off the top. Slashes it, trying to make it around that section. Floats a big one. Whoa, look at the wave behind it. A little offshore wind going to hold this up. Who's up there? Black. Takes it around this section. Not quite. So Jeff, has there been anything especially surprising that you've discovered that you hadn't known before as you've been working on this documentary?
Oh, so much. I can't even really scratch the tip of the iceberg. Just epic stories that Cecil Lear told about surfing, and even when it started out with the ironing boards, the funny stories he told, the wooden ironing boards for the first couple of years they were using just to belly board them in, but every time they lost them, they'd go in the shore, so the people that were wading into the water were getting their shins taken out, so they outlawed them after a couple of years, and then they started to do the blow-up canvas mats.
Cecil is really probably one of the greatest gentlemen you'll have ever meet, and probably one of the real unsung heroes of New Jersey surfing, especially in Belmar. He was instrumental in even getting surfing permitted in Belmar.
Yeah, I don't think Cecil's even unsung. I mean, we're all very aware of Cecil and everything that he's done, and it's awesome that people do have that awareness of the history. And you know what I like about Cecil is you talk to some older guys, and as they get older, I don't think, they don't exactly remember the truth, or they tend to expand on the truth. And Cecil is as humble a guy as you could ever meet.
Probably the most humble guy.
He is so humble. Like some guys you talk to, and all of a sudden their mystique and their legend seems to grow in their mind with the years, and we kind of accept it. But man, that guy is so down to earth.
Well, people don't. I assume a lot of the competitors now in the ESA don't even realize Cecil's instrumental role in the ESA.
Yeah, that's really is an important thing.
One of my goals is to have Cecil meet Kelly Slater. Remember, he saw Kelly Slater a couple of times surfing at the championships in Hatteras, and he knows Duncan. He spoke with Duncan when we were up at the surf contest up in Long Beach last year. But he really didn't get a chance to talk to Kelly, and he took second in that contest. But one day we're going to get Kelly together with Cecil, and I'm sure he's definitely going to shake his hand and appreciate what he's done for surfing.
Right. So right now, Knox Harris is taking the lead with an 11.6 total. Cam Richards has a 6.97. Evan Thompson did improve. He's got a 6.90, which is, 7/100ths of a point into second place. So I still think we're going to see Cam Richards and Evan Thompson duking it out at some point.
My hunch is that the last time that Cecil and Kelly spoke, Kelly was probably 14 or 15 years old. Would be my bet.
Yeah, probably down at the championships. But there's other stories. One of the first surf shops was Manatee right here in Belmar on 12th Avenue with Les Reitman, and just great stories there with these guys.
Les was wonderful to us. This was one of the places I first learned to surf, and Les used to let us run in there to change and warm up. That was back in 1964, 65, 66. We would be out here. Les would let us in the late spring and early fall, let us put a fire on the beach.
Nice.
We would run into Les's shop to warm up.
Yeah,
Les
come
and
up the side of the
Hillman,
building, come in the back. I'm doing a live feed online. Okay, bye. Yeah, it's right on the
seem
beach.
to be getting around some of these sections. Quite a few
No,
turns on that.
the tower where little benders are set. That's how perimeter of it.
Yeah, Cam Richards has been on top of it for days now, and these juniors, they can do 6 and 7 heats, and I don't think that they are. It just doesn't look like they get tired.
Pushing some speed. Whoa, big air reverse. Not quite good enough. Landed it. And certainly a responsive and a knowledgeable crowd on the beach.
Yeah.
I think we might have a guest Tinkers coming up this way, so I'm going to find them.
Great. Thanks, Jeff.
All right, Jeff Salmon, great seeing you, buddy.
Looking forward to seeing Endless Stoke when we're all done with it.
Hi, I'm Annabelle Anderson and I'm a professional stand-up paddler and surfer. And Surfers Environmental Alliance is working hard to keep our oceans safe and clean. Support the cause and get involved. Visit our website at www.seasurfer.org and make a difference today.
You're watching the Belmar Pro, stop number 5 on the Western Atlantic Pro Surf Series. Go to westernatlanticsurf.com for more information on the East Coast and Caribbean's only pro surfing tour.
Western Atlantic Surf Series, which is kind of an umbrella where guys surf these events, and there's events down in the Caribbean as well as Florida and possibly I think the Outer Banks as well, and they earn extra points, and at the end of the season there's an overall Western Atlantic Series winner, and they're making some extra cash. Little incentive to do all these events. It's kind of the closest thing that we have to a little circuit on the East Coast here.
Here we go. We're up. Yellow off the top. Whoa! Is he going to come up? I don't think so.
No, I'm always cruising around on that thing, man. It's great.
That was Cam Richards. Didn't really do anything.
Thank you very much. Awesome,
But
buddy.
he went for it, which is nothing wrong with going for it.
No, and it looks like, as we said, Evan Thompson back in the lead. Just kind of only a matter of time until that happened, and Cam Richards is less than a point behind him. So we've got about 12 minutes, and I kind of expect to see these two duke it out. You have a situation where you have, as we're watching Evan Thompson right now,
Evan's trying to work that to the inside.
nice tight shot, and boom,
Whirls
not
it
going to
around,
finish
doesn't
that.
quite finish
I don't
it
think that's
off.
going to change things at all, but we're back in a situation where we do have a little bit better surf right now, so you're going to see these guys, even though they're juniors, they do have enough experience that, you're not going to see Cam Richards and Evan Thompson throw up a 9 right away. They're going to, build from their smaller scores, and they're going to improve upon that. They're going to see what the judges are given, and you're going to see those 8s and the 9s in the last couple of minutes if you're going to see them now.
We've got
There's
about
a
12 minutes left.
possibility
So there's
that
plenty of
they,
time.
that there could be a pretty long lull, so these guys are definitely going to want to get working right now. And Griffin Colapinto, he's got 9.20 total with a 4.67 and a 4.53. It's really not out of the question.
Not
He's
out of the
really
question
gonna take
for
something,
anybody.
'cause these two, Thompson and Richards, have just been so dominant this whole event in both the pro. We're going to see both of these guys come back and surf the pro in a minute.
And conditions are such that it's not unlikely to see somebody get a score in excess of 7 or 8.
No.
Not at all unlikely. Keeps it all close, keeps it tight. We've been blessed with that for most of our heats today and most of our divisions, where we haven't seen too many runaways.
No.
Seen a lot of lulls, but no runaways. Here we are again. For those of you that might not realize, we are in another final. We're at the point of the day where it's finals for the rest of the day.
If you're hanging out at home, you're in the Belmar area, it's not too late to come on down, watch this final, watch the men's final, which is going to be next. Culmination of 4 days. I'm going to estimate there was about 60, probably has been 100 and maybe 100 heats that have run.
I think you're probably close to
120 heat, maybe not quite 120, but somewhere around 100 heats have run in the last 4 days. We started on Thursday. It was really small. There was a tiny little swell coming through, and Friday was small again. The wind kind of came on shore, which made it pretty bad for Friday afternoon. But that was about as bad as it got. And then yesterday, you could see in the morning there really was not a wave anywhere around here, and 18th Avenue was,
That's about it yesterday.
Yeah, it was pumping a
little
little
about
wave.
it on the whole coast, I think.
And then today, aside for the times when we had low tide and was a little bit walled up, it has been very consistent. So contestable for 4 days, and with some bursts of some really good waves. Seems like the longboarders have really benefited.
The longboards seem to be in the water every time that we get one of these bursts of waves, and in fact the longboarders were in the water before when the wind went offshore.
Yeah.
And now we're back to side shore. Yeah, that's happening with great consistency.
Yeah, it looks like we got Mark Penetrator coming back in here. Mark, how was the set over there with Barry?
Oh,
and
that
the
was
boys?
fun. Of course, as always, Barry the Minstrel, as soon as he starts throwing stickers out, and as soon as the kids see him on the stage, they know what's about to happen, and the entire beach just flocked over there. We had a massive crowd in front of the stage, and that was super fun. The kids just go bananas. When they see Barry walk on the stage with a box, it's all over. Every kid on the beach swarms over there, and he starts throwing stuff out. Kids are screaming, crawling on top of each other, fighting for t-shirts and hats and stickers.
Nice.
So,
Good times.
Here's what I want to know. Because I had to go play, I missed out on some clutch action. So please update me, John, what I missed.
We had the Jersey Devil, Dean Randazzo, who, as we're watching Cam Richards go for a little spinning maneuver there. We saw Dean Randazzo win the Masters, which was very exciting.
I'm stoked about that.
Yeah, usually Tony Silvani had a very good heat in the longboard. And
did he win the longboard?
we don't have official on that yet. He did have a really good heat. Now we're back in the water with we've got the juniors out here, as we keep talking about all day. Look at those two names here. Who's there? First and second, Evan Thompson, Cam Richards.
You called that before, didn't you?
Florida and South Carolina, and they're duking it out. And there's going to be these two guys are going to come back and duke it out again in the men's final, which is the next heat. So it's the waves have gotten a little bit better. The wind kind of chilled out for a little while. There was some open faces. I think you may have missed the one semifinal where we had two Jersey guys both got eliminated, but it was a total slugfest out there. These guys taking off on some of the bigger waves of the day, just coming off the bottom, and kind of closed out walls, and they were just going up there and just smashing whatever was up there.
Right. Fortunately though, I was on the beach side of the stage and therefore able to watch what was going on in the water while I was playing. And I did get to see some action. I actually think I might have seen Dean's winning ride because I saw what looked like Randazzo crush a lipper.
Came up at the last second on his forehand.
Yeah, I think I might have seen that wave.
I mean, now this afternoon, this morning we had a few lefts. Now it's all rights right now. Cam Richards does not care. On his backhand, and he goes for that big move.
He wants to pull one of them off. You know, it was really cool when we were taking our equipment off the stage. I got to witness that crazy longboard final.
Yeah.
I did get to see that.
There was a lot of action. It seems like the surface just pulsed every time the longboard.
I'll tell you what, at that end of the beach, in front of where the longboard, where they were all sitting, everybody over there was going crazy for those couple critical maneuvers on those bomber sets that came through. We saw some. That's longboard's getting pretty progressive for the now. They're taking it. That's probably some of the most critical longboarding I've seen at the Longboard Pro, besides the northeaster conditions.
I think today even allowed for even more.
Yeah, it's topped it.
It's getting a little bit slow here because it is ground swell. We're having some long lulls in between sets, and you'll see something on the horizon. You'll see 5 scores drop in a row.
Tell you what, man, Tony Savani's making a name for himself at the Belmar Pro. Yeah, I mean, he made a name for himself already, but he's just the kingpin now, as we see yellow up. It's pretty cool. One of the unique things about the Belmar Pro, besides being a long-running grassroots originating event, is that we have junior men's, we have women's, we have longboard, and we have masters. It's a nice diverse, there's a lot of different action for all different types of surfers. It's not like just a junior pro.
Right.
It's not just a men's pro. All
Or you
types
just
of
have,
surf.
Right. One gender of, guys who are primarily 19 to 24.
Right.
Or, 16 to 21, and everybody's kind of doing the same thing. It definitely is nice to have, all day long you're looking at different stuff.
Hey, it's great.
And actually, we do have a official result, and Tony Savani did win the 2012 Fosters. That's the 880 Longboard Pro here at the Fosters Belmar Pro. He had a 15.5 total, and really pretty much it was pretty handily because Newton finished with a 12.66, and Taylor Jensen surprisingly finished in third place with 11.77. So Tony Savani beats the world champ.
Wow! Speaking of, it was
Californians come to the East Coast, and Tony Savani beats the world champ.
Yep, and rumor had it. I heard from more than one person that the current world longboard champ knew that Tony was the 4-time longboard champ here, and those two are like
rivals.
Yeah, it's like East and West right there, and they are rivals in the longboard scene. And Taylor came here purposely to take Tony out.
And we're watching Knox Harris here. Nice bit of rail work, and
ooh, look at this. Red just missed out on a non-closeout. Evan Thompson, in my opinion, is by far one of, as we see, speak of the devil. This little shifty floater, I love that. Little shifty in the middle of the floater.
Yeah.
He's been one of the dominant performances throughout the past couple events. Yeah. Evan's been a star player here.
Evan was in the finals of the junior and the pro last year, and he's in the juniors and the pro finals this year. So
that's something.
By definition, right there, that just says that he is, he's definitely an earner in Belmar.
And he's got to take down heavyweights to earn that. It's not like he's going against any amateurs. That's for sure.
Yeah. Show with you. I'm not going to be here for the wrap show. I got to get going. I got to get home, and I got to get the story posted to the Festivities.
Okay.
I'm waiting on a photo from Danny, and we should be good. So we'll get that coverage in there.
To do the wrap up, I'd like to get a printout of like all the results or something, so I can refer to it.
Yeah, or just
feel a little.
Yeah, you just talk to somebody, just more conversational. You don't have to get too specific about things. Just more like the overall feel at the end of the day. Feel good. Evan Thompson we're watching here. And it looked like that wave kind of had a little bit of a funny step to it where he tried to do the turn.
It looked like he was about to slide out on that one.
Did miss. You missed the Kowinski sisters coming in the booth. They did a hell of a job.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were in here with Bart Yarnold, and then I sat here with Jess for a little while. They called the women's, and they called the Masters heat. They did a great job.
Oh, great. And they were both in here together?
Yeah.
Very cool.
So it's getting a little surf experience, a little broadcast experience.
Awesome. They're rounding off their...
They are. And this
surf resume.
This heat is starting to wind down here. And right now, Knox Harris is taking the lead. This is interesting. Evan Thompson is in second place.
Yeah, he was just in third.
So Knox Harris on that last wave. And that is going to do it.
Wow.
And now the men's, here we go. 2012 Fosters Pro men's final. This is what we have been waiting for. And Evan Thompson, I'm sorry. So I've been saying that Cam Richards was in the final, but he is not. It looks like Evan Thompson is, however, against Kalani David. You may have missed Kalani David do the most ridiculous air reverse of the event.
Good out,
And
really?
there's Michael Dunphy in the yellow. He's our 2010 champ.
This is a nice wave right now for him.
Boom. Boom.
Oh.
Does the
All
air.
right. As we see black up.
Mark Dawson. He has never, I don't know that Dawson has made too many rounds here in the past if he's been here, but he has been pretty unstoppable since Thursday.
So we have Evan Thompson, Kalani David, Michael Dunphy, and Mark Dawson in the final. As we see Kalani take off, caught behind the section.
Pizza out there.
As we see red up, Evan Thompson coming down the line. Wow, good blowtail, and he can't quite pull that off. White eyeing that up, decides to pass on that. We got 23 minutes left in the men's final, just kicked off. 20-minute final as we see Mark Dawson take off on a wave. Floats that section and doesn't pull it off. Looked like Dunphy was eyeing that up like a steak. He wanted to take off on that back out of the last second. Kind of made the wave chandelier, and Mark Dawson went to get a floater over that section. Okay, there's 22 minutes left in the final. Michael Dunphy is in first with an 8.5. Mark Dawson, as we see Evan Thompson up on a wave, and he decides to jump over the back of that one.
All right, thanks for handling that, Mark. I just had
No problem.
Slice of pizza from Three Brothers.
You just
What did you say? They got a new owner over there. Pizza's good, man.
Yeah, new owner Jason. He said that he made a big effort to change all the ingredients he uses. He wanted to change the dough and everything. The one you forget everywhere?
Yeah. It's like, where's Jessica's water bottle? It's literally like in the randomest places.
Jessica Krasinski is getting a reputation for leaving her water bottle around wherever she goes. What's up with that, Jess?
In and out of the water bottle.
You know what? This is good, though. Everybody knows that that's your water bottle now, though.
Yeah.
So it's not going to go anywhere.
See a purple water bottle laying around.
My water bottle just like sitting like on the beach in a different spot. Just like, there it is. And like people will come up to me and be like, Jess, I found your water bottle. I'm like, oh, I didn't even know I lost it.
John was telling me you guys had some fun webcasting, huh?
Yeah, it was fun.
That's cool. I was over there doing the other business end of my stint here with Barry on the stage.
It's fun.
So another little break in the action. This men's final has been a little bit slow so far. Each surfer just has one or two waves, but Michael Dunphy does have an 8.5. That was his first wave, so that's a very good way to start this final off. If you were here in 2010, we had some bombing surf from Hurricane Igor, and Michael Dunphy basically dropped in. He had this huge section that just closed out in front of him. He pushed himself around it, worked around the section, got it back into the face, threw on the brakes, and got into like one of the biggest barrels that we've ever had here at the Belmar Pro.
Oh, he didn't just throw on the brakes, he did a full wheelie.
Yeah.
Full tail wheelie stop.
And came out of that thing in the last minute to win. We saw a few barrels here today, most notably I think Sam Hammers. Evan Thompson snuck into one.
This is reminding me of a much smaller version of the final that Dunphy won, and he's sitting in the same spot he was when he won that final.
Exactly where he was, right. But he was in third and got himself to first. Right now he's in first. But we have 19 minutes remaining. Plenty of time left for things to switch up here.
So who do you think is going to give Dunphy the biggest run? I'm saying Evan Thompson.
Evan Thompson has been insane.
He might be in fourth with only a 1.17, but there's still 19 and a half minutes left of this heat. And Evan's been one of the top performers at the event and clearly has the skills to pull it off.
Michael Dunphy drinking salt water out there? What's going on?
Sky views down there with the quadricopter. They're not streaming live for us, but we can't wait to see their footage. We'll be putting that up for you guys later in the week once they
and once again
send their footage over to us.
We just got the official results on the junior final, and it looks like Knox Harris is your 2012 Finns Pro Junior champ, and Evan Thompson taking second. He's also in the water right now in the men's final. Cam Richards took third, and Griffin Colapinto of California took fourth place. So congratulations to those guys. Another great event. And as always, much respect to Finn's Mexicali Grill over there in Bradley Beach. They've been supporting the Junior Pro for the last 4 years, and it's not cheap. They put up some real money to make this an ASP-sanctioned event and really get some of the best Junior Pro kids in the country and beyond out here.
We've had some of the top juniors in the world come to this event, and it's also one of the qualifiers for the World Pro Juniors, I believe, right?
That's right.
Guys from High Chew are down at the end of the beach causing chaos with the kids, giving some giveaways. Tell you one thing that's always fun about this event, as we see White paddling a wave, section coming up in front of him.
Oh.
Comes unglued.
Kalani David got himself to the final with a huge air. Wave offered nothing. He just took like 2 pumps off the bottom, smashed that thing, and did huge frontside grab air reversers. We're watching Michael Dunphy with a whole lot of face to work with. That tide filling in is really helping out.
Wow. I don't know.
Solid.
He's pulling ahead, John.
Solid. So he's only stood up twice, and both of his waves are really solid.
Mark Dawson up. Ooh.
Dawson trying to reverse out of it. Looks like there's a couple of stand-up paddlers out the back there, and
Evan Thompson up on a wave. Nice tail slide. Boom, another tail off. Little semi-drop wallet.
Yep.
Not a full one. Mark Dawson paddling into another one.
This one might offer a little. Oh, man. Got to get around it.
Waiting to see Dunphy's score drop. I'm curious what he got on that last wave because he surfed that solid. Pulled a couple turns and a critical maneuver in there.
Yeah, and he's already sitting on an 8.50. I think there's a very good chance that Michael Dunphy could be taking some big money back to Virginia Beach. Dunphy, of course, was the last East Coaster standing at the East Coast Surfing Championships, which is a 6-star sponsored by Vans back in August.
While there's a lull in the sets, I want to point out some cool stats here. The best waves, I'm going to read off the top 5 scores of the event. Kalani David has the top score with a 9.4. Michael Dunphy so far has the second highest score at a 9.33, but
you're watching Evan Thompson boost, and he rides out of it, so
here comes Dunphy again. Nice wave, cut back. He's gouged.
I wouldn't exactly
nice
call it.
Style.
Yeah, I wouldn't exactly call it safe surfing, but it's, it's just solid. It's just really, really smooth.
Solid.
And when the time comes, as we saw earlier in the heat, he was able to bust out, get the fins around, and finish his air reverse.
Just to get back while he's low in the sets. So Kalani David had the highest single wave score of the event with a 9.4. Michael Dunphy with a 9.3, but his final is not over yet. There's still 14 minutes, and he just posted an 8.5 and a 7.7. So technically, he just put down. He already has the second highest single wave score, and he just posted the third highest wave score. Cam Richards with an 8.5 as well, and Sam Hammer at an 8.4. Best average heat points. Jairo Perez had a 16.16 heat score. Michael Dunphy had a 15.83. Ben Bourgeois had a 15.34. And Mark Dawson had a 15.16. And that must be why he got himself to the final.
Yeah, so it really does show your top scorers throughout the event are the guys who are in the final. Much deserving finalists.
Yeah, this reflects. Michael Dunphy's got the second highest heat points and the second highest single wave score.
Yeah. Kalani David. We were discussing Kalani David as a skater before. He's
really
an
good
unbelievable skateboarder. Bowl, street, vert. I believe it was called the Coastal Chaos Bowl contest at the U.S. Open at Huntington. Yeah. He was skating in that as well as surfing in the U.S. Open.
Ripping skateboarder, and he's actually probably just as known for his skating as his surfing. Reminds me of John Florence, who also absolutely shreds at skateboarding.
Yep. John Florence has a little history here in Belmar.
He sure does.
Got some family from down the road. He was here in, I believe, 2005.
Mom John from up the road.
Mm-hmm. He was like 3 feet tall when he was here.
Yeah.
I did a quick interview with him, and
little towhead, blonde head Grom.
Surfing out there with the locals.
Well, we might not be having a Jersey
lot of paddle
guy,
battle.
Oh, we do. Didn't quite form off those rocks. We may not have a Jersey guy in the final at the moment, but our Jersey guy won. Of all people we would want to win the Masters, he won.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dean Randazzo.
He's had great success in those Masters events. He was a little hesitant about surfing the Masters when he first turned 40, and he was still, he's still competing at the very top level. And as you saw today, he went to the semifinals of the Pro. So at 43 years old, he's competing against kids down to 17 years old, and he was afraid that if he started surfing the Masters, the judges would kind of have that in the back of their head and just kind of think, oh, he's a master. When he does those big slicing squat turns that he does, he thought he would get underscored, but that really hasn't been the case. He's done really well and won himself some money and some notoriety in the Masters. Doing the ISA Masters is a huge help. He's just been, he scored a perfect 10 down in Nicaragua this summer against Sonny Garcia with this absolutely beautiful barrel that he had.
Oh, man, I wish I saw that. Hey, Dino's got some diapers to buy.
He does. Well, you know what? His little guy's probably out of diapers at this point.
That's true.
Dean Anthony's been surfing this summer, Dean told me.
Oh, that's great. Dunphy he almost pulled into a set wave out there. Looks like a smart choice because that section, there's no way he would have made that wave.
We're down to the 10-minute mark here. Dunphy having a look.
As he lets Evan Thompson go? Nope, Evan doesn't catch us either.
Yeah, you know what? Dunphy could kind of see that was going to be a closeout. But he did try to sell it to Evan there.
He did try to sell it to him.
Again, we don't really have any priority here.
Evan Thompson scraps one from underneath them. Chooses to kick out.
That high-def shot, man. Looking really good. We got this yesterday. How about the light yesterday afternoon? That was just incredible. The light and the watercolor and offshore winds.
I liked how the ocean looked this morning. It didn't have the brown sand churny thing that was happening during Leslie.
Glassy blue look to it.
The waves through the amateur weekend had a lot of sand in it. It was very brown looking, and it was kind of pretty this morning. Matter of fact, I made a comment to somebody this morning when I was watching the sets when it was light offshore and those kind of bigger sets. It reminded me of zippers in Cabo.
Mm-hmm. Glassy early morning in the Pacific.
I surfed zippers just like that before. See White take off a little scrap right off the rocks.
Looking for the Mussels Marinara appetizer out there. All right. And Doc is heading out. He's been helping us with the webcast all weekend. Thanks again, Doc. He's off to find himself a wave. Thanks again, Doc. Great seeing you.
Good to see you guys. Thanks again.
All right, Doc.
So there's, if you're hanging around still, you're going to come down this afternoon. We're about to wrap up. You want to come see the awards here this afternoon. We also have, you can swing by Eastern Line Surf Shop. All sorts of sales going on in there. End of the season, or as they call it, local summer.
Speaking of Eastern Lines, we have Mr. James Margettis, my buddy over here, jumping back in. He did a stellar job on the webcast yesterday.
How are you guys? Hello to everyone out there. Thanks for tuning in. Here we have White on this great looking wave right here. Nice turn right there. Pumping, floats it off the top. Nice little air reverse for him right there.
Doesn't really ride out of it. You can see how mad he is because that would have been, he was in third place there. I'm sorry, he's in fourth place. He needs a 9.74. That probably would have moved him into about second place.
Dunphy takes off on this.
And not landing that may have just that's a really tough thing to ride out of. But had he been able to do that, it might have made a difference of a couple $100 in his paycheck today.
Mark Dawson on a pretty decent wave here.
Nice, really nice fin release right there. Throws the tail out over the back.
That's one of the more solid maneuvers he's done this game. Evan Thompson up on wave.
Thompson.
Nice turn right there. Ooh,
Whoa.
double grab.
Oh, and he's not going to land
Quite
it.
right out, but
Earlier today, he real early this morning, he took off on a wave. It was kind of looked like just a closed out wall. He did 3 pumps and just launched and landed that double grab, and it was probably one of the higher scores that we had this morning.
better than Kalani David's almost Superman.
Yes, yes. But he landed it. So he landed the one this morning. Would have been a big help for him to land that one right now. Being as he needs a 7.41, I think that probably would have been it. So a lot of near misses here, but Michael Dunphy has done everything exemplary so far.
You know, I like this heat. I like the talent that we got going in this heat. I mean, Kalani throws it down with the best of them. I mean, Dunphy won a couple years back, and just everyone's really surfing well in this heat. Here's Dawson again, pulling out of that one.
Starting to be a funky little rip coming off the rocks. I think now that we're, past dead low and it's incoming. Oh, as we see Dunphy up.
Nice little turn right there to get over that section.
Check turn and a blast.
You kind of wonder if Dunphy's going to start playing a little bit of defense right now, but it looks like he's just still going to build those points.
Here's Dawson again. Nice turn right there into that section. Comes into the closeout. Really nice right there. Just great control over his board the whole time.
Yeah.
James, we were just talking about how good Kalani David is at skateboarding. You skateboard. You ever skate with him?
Yeah, actually, 2 years ago when he was here, it was the Belmar Pro 2010. I took him over to the Belmar skate park, and me and him, we were skating doubles on the half pipe that they have over there. Yeah,
Nice.
Really, he kills it. Stand out in the water, out of the water. He's just a natural standout, Great kid. He's got a funny personality. Really mature for his age. You would never know how old he was if you were just having a conversation with him.
Nice.
One of my favorites out there right now, I'd say. So, nice little lull in the action right there. I believe Dunphy's calling for a heat count.
And time is ticking down. We're down to about the 4-minute mark.
Yeah. Seems like everyone's kind of sticking over to that peak right now. The peak off the jetty. No one's really in the middle anymore. It's kind of shutting down in the middle.
Michael Dunphy's got a 15.6. Now he already has the second highest single wave score, second highest overall heat score, and he's now posting the third highest heat score.
Yeah.
Here's Kalani here on this one, just racing down the line, kicks out.
I thought he was going to alley-oop it
Yeah.
for a second.
Nice little lull again. 2 minutes, 50 seconds. They're counting it. All the boys just sitting out the back right now, waiting for something to come up. Here we go, Evan Thompson up on this one. Pumping, can't make much of that wave. It didn't really offer too much for him.
Yeah, Evan Thompson at this point, he knows that he's been the high scorer this whole event, and he had 1 or 2 opportunities and a couple little times that he came unglued, and you can tell that he's getting a little bit frustrated out there. He made the finals last year, and this guy wants his title here.
tough though going against Dunphy. He's got a lot of confidence out here. Proved he can rip.
I mean, these guys are really, you know, they're leading the charge of the young pros on the East Coast right now.
We have just under 2 minutes left. Belmar Pro Men's Final. Michael Dunphy leading with a 15.67. Evan Thompson in second with 14.97. Mark Dawson needs an 8.31 to take over that second place. Not that it matters because there's really no advancement to anything beyond the final. And Kalani David needs to post something big if he wants to take Dunphy out.
About a minute and a half left. The wind is offshore. It is a beautiful afternoon here, and we're about to wrap up another amazing Belmar Pro. Beach is still. Look at all these people on the beach still.
Yeah.
It's kind of been swinging around all afternoon here.
We have Kalani's up on this one, as well as Evan Thompson.
This is Evan Thompson.
Kalani, a clean air reverse, comes out clean. Evan Thompson letting the fins free there, just can't stick it.
Even Mark Dawson out the back on this one.
Nice wrapping turn into the power source. Comes up again, another little one of them. Nice. I like how Dawson's really releasing his fins off the top there. Really smooth. It looks natural.
Not a ton of flash, but Dawson has just been solid and consistent.
Dunphy and Evan Thompson have all of a sudden, there's only half a minute left in this heat. They all of a sudden just started paddling north. I wonder what's the strategy they're trying to adhere right now.
These offshores.
Looks like they're looking at this left.
He was just trying
Evan
to keep him
Thompson.
off that. That's what that strategy was. And there you go.
That is going to do it, and it looks like Michael Dunphy is going to repeat his 2010 title here at the 2012 Fosters Belmar Pro. It has been a great week. Guys, what do you think?
I mean, beautiful weather, great waves for the last day, final day, really good waves. Excellent surfing. The level of surfing this year has been as good as any other year, you know, if not better.
We saw some crazy longboarding.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that was just another solid 4 days here in the town of Belmar. Folks here are just so happy to have this event, and it's just such a nice little boost for these businesses after Labor Day, and it's a great chance to see a really high level of professional surfing right here in your own town, and right here, you know, or a couple miles away and anywhere in New Jersey.
There, Dunphy's greeted by Buckley. Yeah.
He's trying to grab him. He wants to chair him up.
He wants to chair him up. That's CMAC 2, local CMAC.
Those are two characters. What do you think about those two characters? Huh?
They're Belmartians. Belmartians to the heart.
That's what we call them. Brendan Buckley is one of the funniest characters in surfing I think I've ever met.
I mean, you see the hat he's got on. He's got his beard.
Funny beard. He was rolling around the after party last night on his bicycles. He rides around on a woman's beach cruiser and just S-turning through all the cones. He's funny.
You know, I wonder where
rips as well.
Dunphy is headed to.
No, you can't deny that. Buck is a standout.
Where's Dunphy going? Usually when you win an event,
running south down the beach, away from the contest.
Usually when you win an event, you kind of get chaired up the beach. You come up and collect your...
There he plants his board in. Nice fresh sticks from Al Merrick there. Congrats to Mike. He really surfed hard, surfed well. Big congrats to him. Our 2012 Belmar Pro champion right there. There you see our vendor village down there. Still plenty of people on the beach, plenty of action going on. That'll bring us to a commercial break.
It's true. I'm
Welcome back. We have New Jersey guy Matt Keenan in the booth with us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you got it. So that's it. That's a wrap. And we have concluded the 2012 Fosters Belmar Pro, the Finns ASP Junior Pro, the 880 ASP Longboard Pro, the Hannah Women's Pro, and the Masters Pro. You were in the Masters, so why don't you tell us what happened there?
It was all the good old boys, Dean, Randazzo, and Juan Ashton, and my good buddy Jeff Myers. Me and Jeff, kind of backside at dead load side, we're kind of just sitting ducks, just catching a lot of closeouts and doing a lot of late floaters to face plants. And Dean and Juan caught, the little rights. Definitely way more advantage being on your forehand. But both of those guys surf really well. And, it was a great weekend. Get out of the office and get some surfing in. So it was really fun. So I was glad I made it to the final. Yeah, man, I made some diaper money. I have a newborn at home, 3 months, so a little diaper money. So it was a great weekend. Thank you. It was a great weekend.
Yeah.
Very cool. So
it must be cool though to surf a heat with like good friends and people that rip you rip yourself, so it's like.
I appreciate it. Well, I'm definitely retired now, so this is the only contest I did. We'll be doing this year because it's close to home. And it fit in the work schedule. It was only Saturday and Sunday, or I kind of would have been out. But yeah, it's if you're doing it for so long, you have so many friends. It's more like high school reunion. Events and seeing your friends and watching all the young guys who were just kind of chipping away in the beginning and now winning heats. So it's look at Dunphy and Evan Thompson. They both made the final last year. 2 years ago Dunphy won. He got third last year and won it. So. It's pretty much the prince of Belmar, so it's good.
Did you get to witness Dunphy's ending barrel there at the end of the
2010
final in 2010?
Oh yeah. He got barreled today. I was gonna say, God bless, but a little recap. So you know what? Dunphy's one of those guys. He's incredibly talented, super consistent, but always gets the waves.
Yeah.
So that combination right there, it's a combination for success, and he's going to continue to do that. And he's beat me a lot, and I have no chance against him these days. But it's crazy. I don't know how he does it, but I would love to just be dialed into the psyche he has with the ocean, because being an insane surfer, catching the best waves every heat. Basically winning contests is your job.
He's got a polished, solid style. Too. Good style.
It's insane.
Very
it seems like since he won since he won the event here in 2010, he's been on fire.
Yeah, that was probably kind of his little breakthrough, because he's always a good surfer. Just would kind of either get 1s or 10s, and now he's guaranteed 14, 15 points. So a bad heat's 13, and everyone else is getting 9s out here. So he's really in tune, and I was impressed with Evan Thompson. Kid was on fire, making the rights look rideable, and it was just straight closeouts, and getting 3 turns and a lot of air. So it was exciting. It was a bummer for Evan. I know he really wanted to win. I only need like a 4.17, but tell you what, Dunphy's not going to give you an inch.
No.
And he didn't. He was sitting on Evan's back.
Yeah, I think there was a point in time through the final where Dunphy smelled blood, and he knew he had to kill, so to speak.
Yeah. Seriously, he's a shark. He smells the blood in the water, and he comes in and he'll bite your leg off. But I don't have it. I don't have killer instinct. Dunphy does. I get ahead. I kind of try to stay away from everybody so they don't hassle. But man, he's one tough. Yeah, it doesn't work. It's not. But he's a great kid, and Evan and Dunphy have got a big future. Both make Evan again, both finals, junior and the pro 2 years in a row. He's the guy to beat kind of all event, and just didn't catch a wave in either final. But that's Belmar. She'll do that to you.
Oh yeah. This is a fickle spot, and as you can tell over the course of the day, the conditions are always changing. The sandbar, as the tide's doing its thing, it's shifting to different spots. In the morning, everybody's, for a lot of the event, everybody was out in the sandbar out in front here, and as the tide dropped, the peak shifted over to 18th. But it's just pretty neat. I'll tell you one thing is that Dunphy, it's clear that he wanted to come back.
Yeah, he makes every final. I think he did pretty good in the 6-star in Virginia, and then made the final. I mean, if he makes the final and doesn't get a wave, like that's the only way he really loses. I mean, I wasn't down with the Bud Light event, but he made the final there. He makes the final here and wins. It's just like, you know.
He never trembles under the stress. He always seems to put up the scores when he needs it, and
just he's so in tune. Like I say, and there's an article in the new. It's either Surfing or Surfer. 4 kids went to Costa, and they're always like, Dunphy is always on every wave. And it's just there's guys like that. I mean, Shea Lopez is you know growing up like, compete against him for like 20 years. Guaranteed he's going to get the sets. I mean, leave knee high and he'll get a chest high wave. Dunphy's one of those guys. You know, there's just those guys, but the talent that he has, it just makes it that much easier for him to go. He's going to get a good wave and he gets 9s. I mean, in my quarterfinal today, he had a 9 and a 7. I'd swear I didn't even look at a wave to catch. He had, you know, in 3 minutes, he had almost 16 points. So, I mean, incredible talent, and you know, I'm happy to see him win again.
One thing we always go back to, and everyone out there listening to the webcast, you've probably heard us say it over and over. The final in 2010, Dunphy was behind, couple seconds left, takes off on that bomb. You know,
Nathan Carvalho from Hawaii was leading that final.
I remember that.
There was maybe 30 seconds left, and this magic bomb comes out. It's a hurricane.
Who's on it? Dunphy, right?
You know, there's a couple photos from the event from earlier in that day of Balaram stack bottom turning on what looks like easy double overhead wave.
Yeah, I mean, there was really good waves that year. But like I said, you know, he doesn't give up till the very end, and he proved why. You know, you never, as long as you're not comboed and there's waves, I mean, you got a shot till the last turn. I'm guilty as anyone of just like, God, I can't catch a wave, and just getting down and just sitting there for the last couple of minutes. But he'll come at you, he'll sit on you or scrap to find that score. And you know, big things for him in the future. I mean, he's made some pretty big WQS heats too, so that's what he wants to do.
We've had this Knox Harris take out the ASP Junior Men's. What do you know about Knox?
I'm just stoked that he's a goofy foot. Because this wave is so hard on your backhand. I mean, I've been competing here for years. I made 2 finals, and I made like 7 quarterfinals. I just can't get a wave on Sunday. I feel like, you know, team the NFL, you play hard all week, things are going well in practice, and you get to game day, and it doesn't go your way. And it's a really tough place to surf on your backhand because it's kind of racy and steep with a section, so definitely favors your forehand. So I'm excited that Knox won. He did a couple sick turns and got a pretty big air in today. Probably the only left I saw, so that was exciting.
Right. Yep. And we got Tony Silvani. He's five-time longboard champ.
Tony's probably been winning events for 15 years. Guys, super talented, really good at getting on the nose, but also really progressive. So, I mean, I'm stoked for Tony. He's an insane surfer. And then, you know, Dean Randazzo wins the Masters. You know, good performance in the pro as well, makes the semis. So, I mean, old dude's still got it every now and then, you know?
I'm amped to see Dean win. I mean, taking it home not only for Jersey, but for himself, you know. He's been working really hard lately. Second kid, like you said.
Just had a second kid. Kids aren't cheap. Lives aren't cheap. So, I mean, I'm stoked. You know, good for Dean to pick up a cool G on the weekend, you know. So
very cool.
It's great. I'm stoked for him. Good friend.
Dean's kind of becoming sort of an honorary local up in these parts too. He's up here all the time. And,
Get it. Some night is
for those of you who can't see that on the camera, we just had a sweep arrow out in the free surf.
Wow.
So yeah, we're gonna talk a little bit more about what's happened over the past week and a half, and thanks for joining us.
I actually got to jump out. I can see they're going to start the awards.
Yeah,
thanks for having me.
Go down here and accept your award.
Thanks to everybody. Thanks for everyone that sponsors the event, and you know, it's the only one we have in New Jersey going right now, so we really appreciate it, and hopefully we'll be back next year. Thank you.
Awesome.
It's always a pleasure.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, guys. Cheers, guys.
All right.
Congrats to Matt as well, who put up a final result.
So, we got another legend in the booth here with us, Reno. Why don't you tell us what you thought about this week? Let's hear some info.
Yesterday the conditions were, clean, contestable, and not the size that you've got today, but some high quality surfing in all the divisions that I saw, including Masters division and the Pro division and the longboard. I was very impressed with some of the longboard talent out here on the East Coast, and
it has been a couple of years. We were talking earlier, last year we had a kind of like a northeaster storm that happened, and there was some pretty wild and woolly overhead critical bowls happening. The level of the longboard surfing was just through the roof. Almost not more impressive than, let's say, the other divisions, but for riding a board that's just about twice as long as what everybody else is riding, what they're doing on some critical, hard pitching waves is pretty impressive. And this year again.
Well, all the attributes of the design in shortboards are available in longboards. I mean, basically, a longboard is just stretched out with it's still got the fast bottom, it's still got the hard edges in the tail, and the multiple fins set up, and you can do everything if you know how that you can do on a shortboard on a longboard, and then and then some. You can get the nose rides and the off the lifts and the floaters and all that. I mean, I watched Taylor Jensen and Tony Silvani and some of the other guys whose names escaping doing very good. I managed to get a few long nose rides, but I couldn't quite hit the lip yesterday because that offshore wind was kind of like holding all that board up, holding that board up lip. But it was fun. I would kind of generally say that the Belmar Pro lucked out because you got good, fun, contestable waves. And, the general stoke of the crowd and the people here, it's just very appealing. I'm stoked to have come. After not having been here for a long time, I mean, the last events that I surfed in the late 70s were at Seaside Heights. But you've got a gold mine of surf breaks, and the surfing on the East Coast seems like it's quite it's grown up quite a bit since that period of time when I was here in the 70s and early 80s, and it's like, wow, it's called the left coast. They call it left coast.
Right coast.
Oh, the right coast. Tell me, the right coast
right
is the right coast. I mean, the general knowledge of surfing and the ability of the people here surfing is. I'm very impressed. It's the surfing's growing up, and especially here in New Jersey, which seems to be an epicenter of energy and knowledge. And I'm stoked to have come.
We're stoked to have them. We heard that you guys were coming. It started to build a hype. Everybody's excited that you guys are coming.
There's show parties from Hawaii.
Wait to meet you guys.
Well, I'm glad that I'm kind of myself and Buttons are kind of living examples of guys that still are in the water doing what we do and what we learned as a kid.
Yeah, still ripping as well.
You want to get in here, Bud? I'm good, right? I can't see myself.
Yeah, we have. You guys can't see right now. We don't have the camera on us, but we got the legend Buttons sitting with us too. Next to
Aloha.
Aloha, Buttons. What do you think about what happened this week?
Awesome. I thought it was amazing.
Yeah, get in here, Buttons.
Get in the chair.
Yeah, we're gonna have Buttons sit with us too.
Buttons.
Party going on in here.
I mean, both Reno and Buttons, legends. Living legends right now. Pleasure to be with you guys.
Right on, bro. Thank you.
You know what's cool is my uncle was a big surfer back in the late 60s and 70s. He was stationed in Hawaii and San Diego. He's got to surf with Rel Sun back in the day, and you guys, you probably don't even realize it. And when I was a little kid, I was born in 70, so let's start late 70s, getting into the early 80s. There was always surf magazines laying around my uncle's house. I'd see pictures of you guys in the magazines back then, And I had a bug already hit me that far back. But yeah, I got to, as a kid, see you guys in the magazines.
You mentioned Rel Sun, and she was like, she was a legend of the Hawaiian women surfers that traveled on the pro circuit. And I got to give a shout out to all the women who are out here in Jersey who surfing. Like I saw a girl surfing at the at Spring Lake there at the pipe there.
Oh yeah.
I guess that's called Pipes, and she was like, an honest chick. She's got two-piece bathing suit on, real fit looking. She paddled right out and got waves, bang, 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 got raised right away. So I'm going like, whoa, I didn't even paddle out because I was like whipping out of the beach. And she's going like, whoa, who's this? So, obviously she's got the ability, and it's really, like in Hawaii, there's a lot of gals that have taken up surfing. And it's good to see that the girls here are surfing. We went out to Lock Harbor and Asbury Park, saw a bunch of girls out surfing. So, it's really something that, surfing's not a male-dominated deal anymore. I mean, I enjoy seeing girls get out there, and in Hawaii especially, we see a lot of girls who just rip. So it's like we used to go like, oh God, this girl's out here now. It's just going to get in the way. That's no longer the case. These girls have the ability.
I mean, the level, they're constantly progressing, just like the guys now. You see, back in the day, girls weren't as good as they are now. Now they're throwing up airs, and
as we speak, the girls are getting their awards, and I'm glad to make at least some commentary on the webcast about the ability level. Because these girls are like,
they rip.
I mean, Carissa Moore, who's the reigning women's ASP champion, she's just, you wouldn't want her in your heat anywhere.
I'm a fan of her surfing. Big time.
She throws it on rail. She really powerful surfing.
I want to just, before we stray too far from it, my daughter over here, her middle name is Rel. I named her after Rel. So, why did you?
These guys right here grew up with her. So
Rel's really somebody that we miss dearly. She was a local girl that, like myself, part Hawaiian, grew up on the west side, and she started surfing. Her and her sister, there was a trio of sisters, the Sun Sisters, that were good surfers, and they started riding big waves just as quickly as they had to, because they had to adjust to riding bigger waves at a young age, because they were living in an area, Makaha Beach, where the waves get big all the time. So Rel, beautiful gal, gracious gal. She was a lifeguard for many years. Unfortunately, she fell to some form of cancer. I forget what it was, but she fought a long, hard battle with it. And she still, to this day, is one of the most beautiful things to ever have watched, that I have ever watched surfing, because she was so fluid and graceful, and that femininity and that Hawaiian grace. I mean, she looked like she was dancing on a wave, and it's hard to put into words, but it was a beautiful thing to have her around.
Dave Parmenter, right? Do I have that correct?
For some years, I think, I'm not how long. I don't know how long they were married, but Dave was, very, very courageous guy to move out to the west side and be with Rel, and and after her passing, he had a rough time with it. I know that, but anyway, we miss her. Aloha, Rel.
If I'm not mistaken, wasn't she responsible for the starting of the women's professional surfing?
She was one of the girls that really were forceful and determined to make sure that they had a place in it. And it was just like all professional surfing. It was at the moment it was we had a hard time getting sponsors, period, for the men's event. So at that point it was women's surfing was an afterthought. It was kind of like a novelty, and the women felt like, we're a freak sideshow, and that wasn't really the case. There was just really a lack of money, but eventually there was a very strong women's circuit that was attached to the men's, and to this day now there's a very strong women's surfing circuit.
Speaking of women's, they are giving the award right now to Nikki Viesens, who won the Hannah Women's Pro, and that's Bart Yarnold. Him and his wife are the ones who do the Hannah Foundation. Yeah, you guys were at the event, right? How'd that go?
Yeah, it went super. I mean, the legends, dude, the guys from the 50s and 60s were there.
Cecil Lear, Vince Tronic.
Right. Those guys are.
Was involved with the Eastern Surfing Association.
He's one of the founders, right?
Yeah, one of the founders.
Yep.
Him and what was the name? Dick Curry, I believe. That was awesome. So, when did you guys pull into town? Did you get to surf some of the Leslie swell?
We got just the tail end of it.
Gotcha.
Just missed it by a day, but like Reno's saying, we did get a couple waves in, and I've had fun here since I've been here. The Jersey people are awesome, big-hearted, and give plenty love, just like the Ohana, just like us at home. You know, they give lots of love. I just want to give a shout out to everyone in New Jersey, and thank you for having us. And Jerry Matthews, that got us over here. Yeah, Jerry, man, he's been our tour guide. We call him. Took us everywhere.
Local guy, really nice.
Yeah, really nice guy.
Surfs well.
Yeah. Jerry's an old friend of mine. Jerry and I grew up surfing the same place together.
Unbelievable. I had a really great time again. I just want to say thank you to all the New Jerseyans. Thank you. And I'd love to come back again and bring a couple more local guys. Not as good as us, but make sure you guys
Speaking of the Masters, here now they're calling the Masters to the stage. That's Matt Keenan. We just had him in the booth with us. That's him on frame.
Wow. Yeah, Matt. Did he win? He won.
No, Dean took the win.
Yeah. There's a guy. Yeah, he was in our heat. A couple weeks of mine. That guy rips, dude.
He's a Jersey boy through and through.
I look at these guys surfing on the longboards. It's like, wow. They're surfing it like shortboards, and running up to the nose, and running back to the tail, you know what I mean, whipping it around, and even busting air, some of them, trying to fly, you know what I mean, doing the Kellys on the longboard.
Superman on the longboard earlier. Did you see that?
No.
Superman air.
No way. Wow, that's amazing. Well, they make the board so light now. And they got the real trim. I mean, not safer, but yeah, dude, my hat's off to them, dude. Yeah, the longboards are right. But I gotta go run down to my baby. I got my Ohana down there. I got my kids, and my kids had a good time. My wife had a good time, and I just want to thank you guys so much for having me, bro.
Yeah, thank you, buddy.
Thank you, bro.
Same here. It's always a pleasure. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks for joining us up here.
Good job.
Thank you. Enjoy your time.
So, Mark, I think it's equally respectful to say our hats off to those two. Really great guys, as you can see. A lot of aloha. They're giving me aloha with them.
Back in surfing's glory days, those are some of the biggest legends in the sport ever.
Still are, though. Still are.
Right over there.
There you see Dean, our champion for the Masters division. That's a Jersey boy.
And if anyone doesn't know it, the young man in the middle holding the surfboard is a 4-time cancer survivor. Pretty impressive. Come on, folks.
And we'll give you a wrap up after the awards are over.
It's so long. And a second. All right. All right, in fourth place, not catching any waves, Matt Keenan. Get up there, Matt. Happy. For third place, he just left. But we're going to put Matt in the third thing. It's Jeff Myers. And second place tonight, taking from 501, Ashton from Puerto Rico. He knows what he's doing. And today's big winner, taking down a G note, Dean Randazzo from Ocean City, New Jersey, where Matt's from also, if I didn't say that. Here you go, have some money, son. Diaper money. We're winging this. We got a trophy for every too. Great job, guys. Folks, give it up for these Masters competitors, 35 years old and above. Let me take like a little draw, like left. There you go. Hey, girlfriend, here's your first surf trophy. Yeah! All right, next we need to see the longboarders. You can bring your longboards up sort of, maybe. I don't know. See to see Tony Samani, Taylor Jensen, Steve Newton. Who else was in that final? I don't know. Longboard, that's right. Those magnificent men on their flying longboard machines. That'd be Steve McLean, Taylor Jensen, Steve Newton, and Tony Salvani. I got some heavy-duty longboard people here. We saw some maneuvers they have never seen, really. Airs. Superman, that's right, we did see that. I was like, wow. Hey, muscle milk ladies, you got all those? There you go. All right, we already have 3 scoops, so you're gonna have to deal with it. Today in 4th place, taking home $500, Steve McLean. Good job, brother. In 3rd place, taking home $600, Taylor Jensen. And I believe San Diego side. Newport. I got it. Just a real quick recap. These guys from everywhere. We got New Smyrna. We got Oside. That's Oceanside, California. San Diego. Newport Beach. I'm sorry. Newport Beach. There you go. I'm sorry. Here, how about this? Curie Beach, North Carolina. Anyway, who's it going to be? Is it going to be Steve Newton or Tony Silvani? 2nd place is 900. 1st place is 2,000. In 2nd place today, Steve Newton. Our big winner, Tony Silvani. Taking home $2,000. Tony, there you go, brother. What are you going to say?
Yeah, I just want to, thank everybody that's put on the event. And, in the sport of longboarding, these are some of the top talent from all over the world. Taylor Jensen, world champion right here. Steve McLean, up and coming, professional longboarder from Florida. And Steve Newton, team rider of Stewart Surfboards. These guys all push each one of us in surfing. Thank you to the board for all the fun surfing that we had today.
Get up on these things. I know you probably could just stand. I know. Come on, Steve. Here, get in front here. Photo op. There you go. Oh my God. No. All right, guys. Thank you very much. We need your social, guys. Absolutely. Hey, what's going? Yeah. They're over there. We're going to raffle this off. Thank you. All right, next we're going to do Pro Juniors, ladies. Which is those 4 trophies. Whatever muscle walk you want to do. All right, we need the juniors up next. Looks like Evan Thompson, Knox, Harris. All right, this is the ASP Fins Pro Junior. Not only are they getting money, they're getting points, and they're getting wood carvings and all sorts of stuff. And like, we'll just like kind of roll into it real quick. In fourth place, Griffin Colapinto. Let's hear it! Come on, folks! Well, here you go. You want this one. That would be a $500 check. In third place, Cam Richards. All right, who's it going to be in second? Evan Thompson or Knox Harris? The breakout is 900 versus 2,000. In second place, Evan Thompson. Today's big winner, Knox Harris. All right, guys, take your stuff, take your bows, hop on these things, do your photo op, rock and roll, go for it. All right, where's the mayor? All right, we're going to do the men's. We'll get the men's up here. I'm going to let everybody talk a little bit about themselves. We're waiting for the mayor of Belmar to come down. The mayor's on his way. Right. Come on, picture opportunity. There it is. Come on, folks.
Good seeing you.
All right, guys, I'm going to need your social security number if you know what they are. If not, let's do it.
I'm going to get the box. Okay, thank you.
All right, I'm going to turn the microphone over to the mayor of Belmar, Matt Doherty. Here you go.
Thank you. How was this weekend? Was it good? How was surfing? Good? You going to come back next year, too?
What the hey Harry type of response is that? Are you going to come back next year? No! Did you have a good weekend? No!
Yeah, maybe a little exhausted. All right, so where are our men's award?
Matt, we're going to do the men's award right now. It's $10,000 we're giving away.
That's fantastic.
First place is $5,000.
Well earned.
Where are they going to spend some of that money?
Right here in Belmar. Jays.
I wasn't going there, but okay.
And at Eastern Surf Lines, too.
Eastern Lines, how about a town on Main Street?
Yep, that's right, on Main Street.
There you go. We're going to spread the wealth. So what else about Belmar? What other great events do you have right now? You have the Seafood Festival.
Yeah, we have a seafood festival. In March, we have an outstanding St. Patrick's Day parade that's grown over the years. Incredible event, the first Sunday in March. In a few weeks, we have our fall festival on Main Street. And we just finished up our first San Gennaro festival here.
I did see that the other day.
Yeah, no, it was very well done. And of course, one of the things we brought back this year was Jose Cuervo volleyball, pro volleyball here on the beach. And that's planning to come back next year as well. Bigger and better than it was this year.
Outstanding. Give a big hand up for the mayor and the town of Belmar for allowing us to be here this week. All right, I'm going to actually turn the mic over to a working tandem with the young ladies. Let's get the guys up here. Evan's still up here. He wants more money. You know, we got Kalani David from Hawaii. I see him right there. What's he doing on stage? Oh, he wants a check. Taking social security number. I don't know why. Something legal. All right, we got Mike Dunphy in the house. We got Kalani David. We got Evan Thompson, who was our fourth winner.
The two Chris's are up there.
Mark Dawson, Kill Devil Hill. Tortuga up on the ocean road there.
Huh? Yeah,
They've only been there 100 times.
They're like right in front row center.
Really, where are you from? You moved to North Carolina from Florida? Do you know anyone from you know, here's a standing joke. Do you know anyone from what? That's a good thing. Guys, line them up right by. Actually, line them up in front of the podium this time. All right, girls. We have muscle milk ladies. That's parade around. Let's see it. That is a piece of work. That is a bad blank trophy. Come on, walk up front here. Whalebone! Where's Gilman? There you go. This is the first place trophy along with a check for 5 babies. Wow. Look at Mike Dunphy. He's like, I got text right now. All right, here we go. I'm going to scroll this off. Come on over here. Here. We'll get everybody on the stage here. In 4th place, Mr. Mayor. Who do we have? Kalani David. Yeah, Kalani, let's go. Come on, folks, give it up. Kalani traveled all the way from the island of Oahu. Here you go, brother. There you go. There's actually a large contingent of Hawaiians. We got Buttons, we got Rita, the whole family's here. All right, so then these other guys are like, get closer. All right, in 3rd place, who is it, Matt? Mark Dawson, $1,000! Come on, Buck, come on, that's not clapping. Clap louder and golf match. Yeah, look at this, we have 2 large checks left. We have Evan and Mike Dunphy. You know what? Mike Dunphy, what this is going to do is back in like gigantic surf. Double the size of this stuff. It was big. It was exciting. And let's see, who's it going to be this year, Mr. Mayor? Who came in second? Evan Thompson. So today's big winner is Mike Dunphy! $5,000! Woo! All right, guys. Everybody just trying to jump up on those things. Oh, that's kind of cool. You got to kind of like make do. You can split it in half. Come on, you get up there. There you go. Photo up and out. Come on, don't forget live on the internet. Over that way. Yeah, come on, folks. Give it up. 2012 Belmar Pro men's winners. Tremendous event. Mike, you want to say anything? Actually, have it up here, everybody. Come on, real quick. What do you think? There you go. Hey, we'll see everyone next year. Thank you for coming out. Have a great night. Have a great winter. Thank you.
You can sit here. You just don't want to be.
Okay, so that pretty much wraps up our 2012 Belmar Pro. You guys just saw the award ceremony. Now you got me, Mark. Mark, what do you have to say?
Well, we saw Michael Dunphy return and take over the top spot of the men's pro again. He came back and defended the title he had in 2010. We had what was previously an unknown soldier come out last year, Vince Bullinger, and take the final in some wild and woolly northeast conditions.
He got barreled.
This year, Dunphy came back and won sitting in the same spot of the 18th Ave Bowl that he caught his bombs on during Hurricane Igor in 2010. Tony Silvani just became the 5-time Belmar Pro longboard champ.
5 in a row as well.
5 in a row.
In a row.
You got to call him the dominant surfer of the Belmar Pro.
5P.
And still longboarder. That's a 5P.
He beat the current world champion right now, the current ASP longboard world champion. He beat him in the final.
Right now, he's got a ear-to-ear grin.
Yeah.
But you know what? Tony's always got an ear-to-ear grin.
Definitely.
So Knox Harris took out the ASP Finns Junior Pro. Nikki Viesens from Florida, who was a strong competitor in this event last year, and I believe the year before too.
Yeah.
And she came and took over the Hannah Women's Pro. And our favorite surfer from New Jersey, Dean Randazzo, took the Masters, and we were really rooting for that.
I think the whole beach wanted that.
Yeah, everybody from this town would love to see Dean win. He's call him kind of an honorary local around here.
Yeah.
He's up here a lot. His wife Barbara, if you're watching, Barbara, we hope you got to see Dean win the
Hey, Barb.
Masters.
Congrats on the kids. They just recently had another kid.
Yep. So that's awesome. So we hope you're tuning in, Barbara. And we had some great surf. Just to kind of go back real quick, the amateur weekend, we had killer waves, right?
Yeah, very good waves for amateur weekend. Just overall a great event. Can't really complain. Just for everyone out there, this was a really good event. Great surfing. Just weeks of fun, you know.
I'm psyched that my daughter got to join me. She blew off cheerleading to be with us today.
Now they have the video proof now.
Yeah, you're
playing hooky.
So, yeah, that's it. We had a great amateur weekend. Fantastic waves from Hurricane Leslie as you're watching some highlight replays.
That is local boy George Melton right there.
George Melton. He did really well. I mean, he
Yeah.
did the final. Look at this. That's Taylor Jensen on some appealing waves. I mean, yesterday
Really nice
we had
surfing
some
from
small
him.
waves for most of the day, and we started seeing some slight corduroy lines appear
Yep.
on the incoming tide after dead low later in the afternoon. And
You can see it there, 3 in a row. Lines.
Yeah, look. There you go.
Peeling as well.
I think that's JJ Egan out the back on that.
Panning in the background. That is JJ, local boy.
He's another colorful character for this town. Good surfer. He surfs in a lot of the events in the Belmar Pro. He surfs in the men's and the longboard in the amateur, and surfs in the men's and the longboard in the pro.
Yep.
So that's pretty cool. He's active. I think the only person who probably surfs in more events than him is our
Brian Dalton.
local Brian Dalton, who surfs the men's and the longboards in the amateur. He surfed in the men's, longboards, and the masters of the pro. That's a busy guy.
A lot of heat.
There was no work for him in the past week and a half.
Yeah.
This is like a surf vacation for Brian.
Yep.
We had very good waves from Hurricane Leslie over the amateur weekend. You will be seeing those photos pop up on our site in the next couple days. You will also be seeing some new galleries added to the our website from this pro weekend. We are going to be, over the next couple days, updating all the content, putting up all the photo galleries from all the photographers. So I know everybody wants to probably see everything tonight, but be patient. We'll get everything up on the website for you over the next couple days. But that's it. I just want to run through and just give some thanks to our sponsors, and we'll be signing out here. Let's give a big thanks to Hai Chu, who had a great, really cool thing going on down at the end with that little Winnebago thing. I don't know, it's a Silver Streamer or whatever those are called.
Yep.
They had video games playing inside there, a little small concert stage. And so that was really cool. We had O'Neill, Jersey Company, Jetty, really cool guys. Corey and his Jetty crew were here. 732, local guys. TJ Reddick, who does a lot of the artwork for 732, did our official poster for this year. Really cool poster.
Yeah, TJ, really great artist, really talented.
Yeah, really cool. We like the guys from 732. Got the shirt on. Thanks to Belmar for letting us have this event. Thanks to Verizon for being a part of this event for the past couple years. Big thanks to Ronnie Jackson from Carvin Art for sculpting the sickest
trophy. Yeah, beautiful work.
This is the second year that he sculpted the first place trophy for the men's. Thanks to Summertime Surf Camp, Jay Alders, an awesome artist who's really blown up all over the world and is a good friend of ours. We were psyched to actually see him show up here too. He had moved to Florida, but he came up. Thanks to TR's Food Court across the street. Thanks to John Amascato from Ocean Lifestyles. Thanks to Rusty. Thanks to Moana Surf Company. Thanks to Mama Luke's. Thanks to Jason at Three Brothers. They kept us fed up here in the booth with pizza. Thanks to Pete and the guys at Ergo. They hooked me up. It's the best shorts I've ever had. Thanks to Sunbum. Thanks to Brian and all the crew from 10th Ave Burrito. We had the sickest
Great after parties.
Last night was off the hooks.
Barry and the Penetrators, they showed up, they blowed up.
Yeah, my band got to play last night. That was a blast. Everybody came out. Thanks to Hand and Stone, where Anna.
Yep.
If
you ever need a good massage, go there.
Go to Hand and Stone. They were giving massages down on the beach through the event, which was awesome. Thanks to Beckman's. Thanks to swell info. Thanks to Micah. If you're watching, Micah, thanks for the swell reports all week and keeping us updated on the wave conditions. We greatly appreciate it. Thanks to the Berkeley Carteret. Thank you to New Jersey, the Division of Travel and Tourism, for putting up money for the event and supporting us. It's pretty clutch. I also want to give a thanks to Ford. They had a Ford Hunger, the Ford Escape Hunger Drive. They I believe raffled off 2 Ford Escapes.
The new Escape is really nice. It's a lot different than the older one.
Yeah.
Support American-made vehicles and Ford.
Thanks to Muscle Milk, they had a really odd-looking tent down on the beach.
Yeah.
It looked like a spaceship, and they were giving out free cold muscle milks all week for the surfers.
But then, one thing, you can never leave out Don. Huge thanks. None of this would be possible if it wasn't for Don Tarrant and Eastern Line Surf Shop.
I was going to get to him, but you beat me to the punch. Yeah, Don is the event coordinator. He is the one who makes this all happen. I work closely with Don throughout the year to set everything up for this. And Don works tirelessly throughout the, he starts working on this back in February. To make this happen, he goes through a lot of hoops to pull this event off. People don't realize what it takes to pull an event like this off. This is not a big corporate event that's backed by the big Nike dollars. So it takes an extra special effort to pull an event like this off. Thanks to 880 for sponsoring the Longboard Pro. Thanks to Dean Randazzo and his Cancer Foundation. Thanks to the Flow House. These are all the sponsors that supported the webcast. Thanks for the Surfers Environmental Alliance. And thanks to the Surfrider Foundation. But most importantly, the big, huge special thanks to Derek and his crew from the Surfer's View. This webcast would not be happening if it weren't for these guys. They're behind the scenes. You don't get to see them, but they work really hard. We start working on this with them earlier in the year, too, to make sure that all the logistics for pulling this off, you don't see it on the webcast, but on the other side of this camera, there's all sorts of gear set up, and we got a crew here that's working hard. We get here at the crack of dawn to make sure everything's set up and then we can run it. These guys have been working super hard. Awesome crew. We like working with them every year. Definitely make sure you bookmark thesurfersview.com. It's a very fast-growing site. Great cams. We get some of the best cams out there, the best cams. And they're also growing, besides the cams, the site is also growing with great surf content. They are huge supporters of not only just New Jersey surf scene, but the East Coast surf scene in general. This webcast, I wouldn't be sitting here talking if it wasn't for you guys from the Surfer's View. So huge thanks to these guys. And I think that about wraps it up. I think I've covered the sponsors. Can you think of anything last
I just
comments?
want to thank everyone for coming out, supporting the event. I mean, without support, it wouldn't be possible, obviously, and just every little bit helps,
As we see what looks like might be the set of the day come out off to the side of us.
Wind switched around again.
We're all anxious to, we work through this event from dawn to dusk, and we sacrifice. We have to sit here and watch waves going off all day, and we're surfers, so we're jonesing to get out there and catch some waves before dark. So that's it. Thanks for everybody who tuned in. Thank you for being patient with us and hanging out through some of our technical snafus at the beginning of this webcast. We had a lot to battle against, people closing the doors on our cables and things like that. But the Surfers View guys made it happen. We pulled through. And thanks to everybody for being a part of it. Thanks for tuning in. And we'll see you next year.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much.
for a Cause was started in 2008 by Mike May and 7 of his friends when they decided to paddle out at Margate Pier and paddle around Absecon Island. He did it because he wanted to show South Jersey community what Dean meant to him, as Dean was laid up in a hospital bed battling cancer for the 4th time.
Yeah, it's super amazing. Relapsed. I was in the hospital going through treatment, and these guys, to do this undertaking was amazing. It kind of, empowered me and gave me, it's just the positive energy that from that really helped in the success of my treatment. Just knowing these guys are willing to do what they did for not only me, but probably for everyone going through what I was going through at the time, or even ever dealing with cancer. It's just really strong and very grateful.
So these 8 individuals took off from Margate Pier and headed out into the Atlantic Ocean to return about 5.5 hours later, raising money for the Dean Randazzo Cancer Foundation.
It's a very demanding course, 22.5 miles around Absecon Island. It's a beautiful paddle, but yet super challenging. It's the best of both worlds. You got Back Bay where it's flat water, and you got the ocean where it's rough, and you got 2 gnarly inlets where it's super challenging.
Today the paddle has grown to 110 paddlers, and this year we raised over $55,000 to support the Dean Randazzo Cancer Foundation and families in need.
The challenging of the course is to suffer like someone going through treatment is suffering. So.
That was one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life, but not nearly as hard as going through the kind of illnesses that this foundation supports, helping families battling cancer.
I'm just stoked to finish it, really. Be with this group. Plus I got $1,000 in donations, so good money for Dean's Foundation, so I'm stoked.
I'm tired, man, but as far as a battle against the wind, a battle against the elements, it's nothing compared to battling against cancer, and that's what we're all here to try and make money for. So we raised a lot of money today for the Dean Randazzo Cancer Foundation, and it's just an awesome feeling to be out here on the water and have our health and be able to do such an awesome thing. And a big aloha and mahalos to everybody out there that raised money for this event and you got to be a part of it. It's awesome just to be out here on the water with everybody. It's just an awesome feeling. It's great.
Just feel privileged to be able to raise a little bit of money towards helping those people in need, and I was at loss for words. I'm mentally drained, but thoroughly stoked.
The Paddle for Cause is a very powerful event.